Goku and Garou are both powerful individuals within their respective series, and are also very skilled martial artists. Goku doesn't get enough credit within the Dragon Ball series with how proficient he is in martial arts, while Goro is all about martial arts in the One Punch Man universe. Today I would like to talk about who would win between Goku and Goro, but only in terms of their martial arts prowess and skill. Please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you'd like to see more videos from me. And it also supports the channel and helps me hit the algorithm and, just get noticed and stuff. Really would appreciate it if you guys could do that. Anyways, let's get into the video. So before the video starts, I just want to get this out of the way so that nobody has any questions about how I'm doing this video. Firstly, I will be making this fight an equal stats battle. So both Goku and Goro will have equalized stats, so it's a fair fight. If I didn't, I'm sure you guys would understand how the matchup would go. Secondly, I will be prohibiting Goku from using any of his Super Saiyan transformations because they aren't really martial arts techniques or abilities. I will be allowing Goku to use the Kaioken all the way up to times 20, along with Ultra Instinct Omen or Sign, and Mastered and True Ultra Instinct. And thirdly, I will be using both anime and manga Goku for certain pieces of scaling since the newest Dragon Ball Super movie, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, takes place after the Granola arc, and Toriyama himself links this movie within both the anime and manga continuity. I'm not going to be using any feats from Goku during the Super Broly movie or the Super Superhero movie because he wasn't in the Super Superhero movie and he didn't really show a lot of martial arts feats, I guess, in the Broly movie, so I'm just bringing this up so that people know. Also, I feel like it'll be much more harder for me to solely stick to one version of Goku between the anime and manga, so I'll talk about and grant him any martial arts feats he has for both continuities. And thirdly, this should already be obvious, but I will not be allowing Goku to use Potara or Fusion. And with all that out of the way, let's get into Goku's martial arts feats. So, all the way back in the original Dragon Ball manga, Goku was able to battle against Mercenary Tao, and after being attacked by him by only a few times, he was able to adapt and learn his movements and proceeded to never get hit again during the battle. And during the first Budokai Tenkaichi tournament Goku participated in, he was able to predict what Master Roshi predicted Goku would do, and use that against them. Keep in mind, Master Roshi during this time was stated to be the invincible god of martial arts. Goku, while fighting one of Babidi's minions, is able to predict and sense people's movements while blind, using things like air currents. During his battle with Universe 6 assassin Hit, he was able to predict Hit's 0.1 seconds jump in time movements, so much so that he not only convinces Hit that he does, he also tells Hit the reason why he covers his hands and feet, as to not let people know how he's going to move as well. One of Goku's best known feats is copying the Kamehameha from Master Roshi, a technique that he said takes 50 years to master. Goku also learns and copies additional moves from Master Roshi, and while fighting Tien, he finds two weaknesses in one of his attacks after seeing it one time. And Goku is also able to invent new moves to combat his opponents as well. Goku also invents a new fighting style to combat Master Roshi's Soiken, which is known as the Drunken Fist or Drunken Master fighting style. And to go back to the earlier point of Goku sensing people without his eyes and things like that, he was fighting Tien and he was able to predict what Tien was going to do to him without even looking at him. And also tells Tien that he relies too much on his eyes and isn't relying on his other senses. In Dragon Ball Z, while Goku was training under King Kai, he was able to master the Kaioken while King Kai himself, his teacher and originator of the move, couldn't do so. And within the Dragon Ball Super manga, Goku was able to perfect Super Saiyan Blue before Vegeta did. Goku also learned Hakai in the manga after only seeing it once. Goku was also able to wield both Ultra Instinct Sign and Mastered Ultra Instinct in both the anime and manga of Dragon Ball Super. In Battle of Gods, Goku was able to perfectly match the momentum and angle of Beerus' attacks only after a few attempts. And within the Tournament of Power, Goku was able to master Ultra Instinct, or at least unlock and use it for a short period, while Beerus, a god of destruction who had millions of years to master it, couldn't. And even just by Goku using Omen, Beerus was freaking out. Goku, while fighting Cell, was able to combine his instant transmission with his Kamehameha to avoid destroying the Earth. Goku also combined the Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, which Goku said that if he would have messed up even just a small bit, he would have been done. Goku manages to also overcome his tail being a weakness of his during the original Dragon Ball. And while preparing to fight, Goku was stated to have no opening in his guard despite standing completely still and just smiling. And while Goku was fighting Tien, he was about to use the Kamehameha to attack, but he would have realized that if had he have done that, Tien would have just dodged and he would have wasted his energy. And Master Roshi explains this to Krillin. And this is going to sound odd, so I'll try to explain this in a simple way. But basically, Goku outsmarts Tien, trying to outsmart Goku, who was trying to outsmart Tien, who was trying to avoid Goku's sneak attack. I don't know why, that just confused me a bit. And then he fights Piccolo Jr., and he uses Piccolo's tracking attack and turns it against him. Goku also tricked Piccolo Jr. into using all of his power in one attack so that he could run out of energy. And not to mention, when Goku fights Frieza on planet Namek, he uses the fact that Frieza can't sense ki against him. And when talking to the Z fighters on Kami's lookout, Goku tells Vegeta that his method of training isn't better than Goku's, in which Vegeta constantly stresses his body, while Goku realizes that just doing that forever is not a good idea. Vegeta also then confirms this during the Cell fight, and he confirms it again when they fight during the Majin Buu arc. And during the Dragon Ball Super manga, when Goku and Vegeta were training, there was a rule in place where they couldn't transform at all, and Goku, by just confusing Vegeta so bad, he transformed and Vegeta lost the match. While fighting Granola after getting hit with his attacks that target his vitals, he was able to shift his vitals and pretty much avoid fatal damage from him. And during his battle with Awakened Gas, he uses the fact Gas hasn't mastered instant transmission to outsmart and confuse him. And I do believe that that's all of the main, or at least important feats I could think of during, Dragon Ball and such. There are probably many more, but I couldn't really find too much, but this was all of the important or main stuff that I could find from Goku. Now that I've talked about him, let's get into the hero hunter, Garou. To start off, Garou battles against 3 A-rank heroes. While fighting Tank Top Master, who is also an A-rank hero, he immediately recovers from his Tank Top tackle, and even though he was getting beat up pretty badly by him, he immediately counterattacks right after he gets hit. And Garou notes that he adapted to Tank Top Master's fighting style, and that he isn't of any use of fighting anymore. When Tank Top Master tells Saitama about Garou, he says that Garou's counterattacks and throws anticipated his moves, and that his techniques return his own strength by twice the strength. And how Garou targets things like vitals, joints, and even pressure points during the battle. He was stated to possess techniques meant for breaking people and knows how to defeat heroes. Garou was also able to dodge all of Golden Ball's projectiles in a very tight alleyway, and notes that although the lighting is very dim, his eyes adjusted and he can now see within the lighting. Garou also says that he'll continue to grow in strength with each passing day. Garou fights against Metal Bat, and although because of his fighting spirit ability making him stronger and faster with all the damage he takes, Garou is still able to dodge and combo him despite his growing strength. He then blocks all of his attacks with Fist of Flowing Water, Crush Rock, and ends up defeating him. He is capable of instinctively dodging attacks, even those that target his blind spot, and during his fight with multiple A-rank heroes, he was heavily fatigued, bleeding out, and was being poisoned, and was still able to dodge and beat up the A-rank heroes with minimal difficulty. And he was also able to block an entire clip of machine gun bullets, while again, like I said before, he was heavily fatigued, poisoned, and was still bleeding out, probably worse than before. Genos then shows up and he and Garou proceed to go blow for blow, with Garou getting the advantage in terms of skill and technique. Garou then copies Watchdog Man's movements, which were stated to be animal-like and not human, and while he was getting beat up very badly by Bang and Bomb, he still had the energy and resolve to keep fighting, despite the many injuries he's previously sustained. Garou was also able to resist Gyoro's psychic abilities, which he stated were greater than Tatsumaki's. Garou was also able to resist Gyoro's psychic abilities, which he stated were greater than Tatsumaki's, and notes how Garou's adaptability is extraordinary. Garou again reiterates that he is a fighting genius, and that once he gets hit with a move, the same attack won't work again. He then fights against Puri Puri Prisoner, who is not only the weakest S-Class hero, but also tells Darkshine that he couldn't even scratch him. Garou effortlessly beats him up while he was fighting asleep. And yes, I am not joking, I'm being so serious. Garou was stated and shown to be asleep during this fight and a bit of his fight at the beginning with Darkshine. This same Garou that is only fighting on pretty much instinct and is asleep is noted to be extremely dangerous, and is said that he could give S-Class heroes a hard time in the 1v1. Garou, while he was asleep, was relative to Darkshine, although he couldn't actually damage him. That is until he woke up and is then able to do so. Darkshine then tackles Garou, which he stated that he can't dodge or deflect, and gets his entire upper body completely crushed. He then gets right back up after that attack. and then adapts to Darkshine and is stated by Darkshine to be getting faster. And Garou was attacking Darkshine by copying Bang's Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist in his left hand and Bomb's Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist in his right hand. So Garou is also able to use different fighting styles in 2 separate hands as well. Because of this, Garou's attacks were said to feel like multiple martial artists focusing their attacks on someone. The narrator also says that Garou can subconsciously copy and even greatly enhance techniques that he sees and comes across as well. And the narrator further again supports that when Garou is being pushed in battle, he can unleash his true ability and experience substantial growth. Garou then breaks his limiter in his battle with Darkshine and grows exponentially than he previously did in both strength and speed. And something to note is that Darkshine is stated to be at the top of the hero hierarchy in terms of his physical strength and defense. Garou then proceeds to bully Darkshine with him actually noting this. I am being so serious right now. And I want to say this once more for the people that still don't understand, but both Darkshine and Garou state that when he takes damage or is being pushed in a fight, he instantly adapts and grows stronger. When he fights against Bomb, he notes that Garou has taken all of the fighting styles and techniques he knows and combined them all into his own unique style. He then fights against Full Power Bang and has the advantage during the fight. It should also be noted that Garou also instantly masters a technique that allows your body to fight or be at its maximum by just a glance. And he was also able to learn the forbidden technique just by reading it from a scroll one time. Garou then fights against Saitama and he then evolves and is able to slightly contend with him. But the version of Garou I really want to talk about is Awakened Garou or Cosmic Fear Garou. When he becomes awakened, he is stated to not only be able to copy all manners of martial arts, he is also stated to now be able to use the flow of cosmic forces and their dispensation of power. Garou can now see through all of Saitama's moves, and he is able to copy Saitama's mode, or in simpler terms, his fighting style. He then is able to equal Saitama's strength, and is able to land clean hits on him, and he also retains his ability to adapt and grow in power within the fight. Garou then briefly fights Blast, the number 1 S-rank hero, and copies his gravity abilities, and then he comes face to face with Saitama once again, with their clash of serious punches, resulting in energy that could destroy the planet. Garou then says how he can copy Saitama's infinite strength until he surpasses him, and immediately after he says this, is able to match Saitama blow for blow until Saitama begins to grow exponentially and surpass him. And with all that being said, between Goku and Garou, who would win in terms of purely martial arts? I know many of you will be mad in the comments, but Garou does take this, and I'll explain why. Goku is a prodigy indeed, one of the best prodigies to be honest, but Garou is literally that, but just on crack. He can instantaneously and subconsciously copy any and all moves Goku would do against him. While yes, Goku can copy moves and do stuff like that too, it takes him more of time to actually do it and get it done than Garou, who can do it instantly. Not only that, but Garou can do it and he can make it even better and perfect it. Some of the other moves he can copy as well is Goku's Kaioken and Ultra Instinct. And if he does that, like I said, he can make it better than what Goku already has. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, Moro tried to use Ultra Instinct, but his body couldn't handle it and he bloated up. But the thing is, if we're talking about Cosmic Fear Garou, which I'm talking about right now, he can definitely use and handle Ultra Instinct because of the power he got from God. And we know that this God entity is a very powerful divine entity, so he should be capable of copying Ultra Instinct. So Garou can copy any and all moves and instantly make them even better and add them to his ever-expanding fighting style. Goku can copy things and do so as well. He can adapt and do a lot more, but it takes him much more time to do it, as I said before, than Garou, who, as I'll reiterate, does it instantaneously and subconsciously. Not to mention his growth in power should be faster, much faster than Goku's. And I know many of you don't like the answer I've come to and will be mad, but this is just a battle in terms of just martial arts Goku can't beat. This video is pretty long, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.